Okay.
Let's play more Persona.
Yes, the Phantom of Freaks.
There it is.
There, yeah, somebody had to do it.
So, last time, Akechi happened. That about sums it up.
And this time, Akechi continues to happen.
Yeah, this is just the Akechi happens arc. My god, we really are just like a day or two until November. That's cool. Do we get Halloween costumes in this game?
I mean, I think there might be costumes that fit that on the PlayStation Store, but story-wise, no.
Oh right, all of the costumes for P5 are DLC.
In Royal, a lot of the DLC costumes can be purchased for free, just not Sumi's.
Hey.
Yo.
Really, since I have max stats, the best thing to do is make a bunch of coffee and curry when Mona won't let me leave.
Yes. All right.
Because I can't work on stats, I can't work on confidants, and at least if I make coffee, I get a point with Sojiro. It's not much, but it's honest work.
Let me explain.
Yo! That was 3, actually. I thought I only got a single one. I guess I'm getting better at making coffee.
Well then.
Let's go. Alright.
Yeah, I think it has to do with your proficiency as well as how close to Sojiro you are.
Ah, this guy.
Bald! 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 My eyes!
Has someone made, like, a YouTube poop style thing with Shido with that? They should have.
I don't know if they have, but...
Make it happen, internet.
We have the power to change this. Let us end this chaos.
My god, he is obnoxious.
He's a politician of the ruling party, isn't he?
I heard they're splitting up to form a new party, so an election might come before the year's end.
I'm gonna vote this time for sure. This man has my support.
You haven't voted until now? That's problematic as a member of society, you know.
I mean, it's
Politics
your
was
right.
never
You
interested me
don't
before,
have to
But
vote.
this
Like,
politician seems pretty amazing. He's
Yeah,
passionate,
but if you don't vote, you also sort of
and someone
forfeit
like
your
that
right
could
to
become
complain.
minister.
that's true.
I'm definitely voting for him.
Well, I suppose that makes sense, since the other politicians seem so unreliable.
Politicians and unreliable just go together, my dude. Like, calm down. Okay.
When you say that you want us to cooperate with you, what exactly do you intend us to do?
That's a good question. But might I have a cup of coffee first?
No.
Quit effing around!
Please keep this short.
I'm not making you curry either.
There's a bounty for information in addition to the arrest warrant. Those are quite desperate measures. I'm referring to Sai-san's actions. I assume all of you are at your wits' end as well. She must be considerably vexed if she's gone that far. Make headlines with the arrest warrant, then use incentives to get testimonies. It's not a bad method.
The police have nothing on us. There's no way they can make an arrest.
True. I'm the only one who's ascertained your true identities. However, the groundwork for fabricating testimonies and concocting a culprit are underway.
We don't care about that self-gratification. Get on with it.
I'll be blunt. I'm thinking of triggering a change of heart in Sai-san. I've already discovered that she has a palace.
Huh? Really?
Is this to prevent the investigation agency's recklessness?
Did Makoto, like, suspect?
Precisely.
Because, like, she doesn't seem surprised.
Still.
Oh, was this not in the anime?
Just for that.
Like, this was an answer I thought you would already know.
It's hard to believe that a single person can fabricate.
No, like,
Unfortunately,
I
that's
guess
not the case.
Makoto might have suspected
What if I
it.
told
I was
you
just
that those
looking at
around
her
Oh, she
for a
didn't just-
reaction.
blind to false evidence.
She didn't just suspect it, she's already
You saying
checked.
Police would do such a thing? It seems they're more trusted than I thought.
Okay, see,
Their
I
priority
didn't
is
know that
settling
she
the
already
situation.
checked.
They don't care who the supposed culprit
Yeah,
is.
it's implied, she mentioned something about she checked shortly after she became a Phantom
Completely
Thief.
rotten.
But she's been keeping
My
it to
objective
herself.
is to find the true culprit. That must be the case.
Is
for
that
all
just
of you
not
too.
in the anime?
Yeah,
However,
that's
the
just
current
glossed over.
situation is extremely bad.
If worst comes to worst, someone unrelated will be set up as the culprit, huh?
Our only solution to this is to make Sai-san come to her senses. If she's in her right mind, she can stop this situation. Her sense of justice wouldn't allow it.
So that's why.
The truth will be covered up, and an innocent civilian's life will be destroyed. I can't allow such a thing to happen. My own ethics won't stand for it.
Ha!
I mean, I guess I can understand how you feel.
And changing Sai-san's heart will be to protect her as well.
How do you mean?
If the true culprit were to learn that she's responsible for the investigation, what would happen?
Mental
I'm
shutdown?
certain they'll aim for her life.
That too.
She's the perfect target to place blame on the Phantom Thieves.
Well, seeing as he's the true culprit and he's known that she's been in charge of the
So how about it?
investigation the entire time.
Will you agree to my plan?
Even though you're particular about being just, you're willing to get your hands dirty?
It can't be helped in order to ascertain the truth.
Okay, you're talking like a P4 character, man.
There is also one more merit in changing Sai-san's heart. She'll be a fine warning to others not to meddle with you any further.
There's some of his real self.
They can't go public if someone in the investigation has a change of heart. It'd show their corruption. All that's left from there is for me to discover the identity of the true culprit.
What do you mean?
You're gonna tell us to announce
I
our
mean,
disbandment once the real
Akechi's
culprit's
last two
arrested.
ranks are really interesting because he just sort of drops the
As
fake act.
expected from a Nijima. So, what do you say? I don't think it's a bad deal for either of us.
Makoto, what's your take on all this?
It's a well-made plan. It even takes putting an end to our team into consideration.
I'm flattered to hear that.
Why are you willing to do all this, Akechi-kun? Why do you seek justice?
Because of sickening human beings. Yes. My contempt for such people drives my sense of justice. It isn't
Not
some
technically
grand
a lie.
reason like society's sake or some lofty ideal. It's simply an absurd grudge. And extremely personal.
Dude.
You know, doesn't he remind you of us?
We're not adopting him on.
Not till third
I
semester.
can't really explain it,
God dang it.
but I guess it's how some disgusting adult pissed him off.
It's almost like that's the theme of the game. Rotten
We're
adults.
similar, hmm? Maybe that's why I thought that I could ask this of you all. Won't you cooperate with me on the mission to change Sai-san's heart?
I'm not putting you in my party.
Thanks.
I think they make you do at least one battle with him, but yeah.
Shit.
This mission can't succeed
I
without
want to
more
just snub
cooperation
him
from
as
all.
actively as possible.
The Phantom Thieves will be disbanded, and everything will work out.
Like, fair.
Pray it does.
Mako-chan. I'm okay.
Like, I'd rather Futaba try to be a frontline fighter than have Akechi on my
I never
team.
brought it up until now. But the reason I joined the Phantom Thieves is because I wanted to change my sister's heart. I was hoping I wouldn't have to resort to it, though. I've also known for quite some time that she has a palace.
Why didn't you tell us?
It was too selfish of a reason.
Well, I mean, that and it doesn't matter. We just ignore palaces that aren't part of our job at the moment. We're not going to talk about Maruki's for like another 3 months.
Though I
Well,
was
to be fair, they don't even know it's
thinking of getting
Maruki's.
into it on my
They just
own.
knew there's a palace.
You'd think he'd be
Why don't we try
curious.
going
I'd
around
be
and scope the place
curious.
A lot of this will be new to me, so I'd like to get myself accustomed to it too.
Because
To be fair, the only other person whose palace you find before you decide you need to take them down is Kamoshida.
Yeah, but like,
And that was before they had developed their code of conduct.
It makes sense. Just the way I'd
sorry,
be
I
a Phantom
actually
Thief
have plans
if I was somehow forced to, I'd be like, if there's a palace, I should at the very least try to figure out whose it is and what's going on. Because that shows there's enough distortion.
Yeah.
See.
And enough distortion isn't
So
good
unfortunate.
even if it's internalized like Futab's over there.
Will you tell your sister about this? Of course not. It's just...
Hell, if it wasn't for Maruki, Sumi probably would have had a palace.
You seem awfully evasive.
I
Or
mean,
jail.
probably.
What's the matter?
I just can't make time today.
Like, considering how
then.
dark
Resume this tomorrow.
Sumire was, like,
I'm sorry.
following the rules of Persona 5, she probably did have a palace
Wasn't Makoto
before
asking
Maruki
you to-
actualized her.
This is
And
her
if she didn't
sister.
have one, she was probably definitely in the progress of
Guess I
growing
can't
one.
be helped.
Oh yeah.
Regardless, it all starts tomorrow. I hope this goes well.
We're getting close to the interrogation. November 20th.
A palace? In me?
Did you think we sent the calling card just for fun?
Not only that, Goro Akechi? Then the Phantom Thieves targeted me as per his advice? And he had already experienced...
So
the
Akechi is canonically the one name that Joker gave her.
Uh-huh.
That's hilarious to
He never
me.
said a
Because
word.
I've been saying from the beginning, all I should say is Goro Akechi.
Although, his attitude did change suddenly around that time. Akechi-kun kept quiet about the most important details, and my own sister may be a phantom thief? If this is all true, I was out of the loop the entire time I led the investigation. What a joke.
Yeah, the game was rigged from the start.
So you became convinced of another.
This is truly an unjust game.
I was contemplating if I should.
And if you were apprehended while falsely accused of those crimes, that villain would still be loose. That's why you targeted me? Not for your own preservation?
I mean, a little bit my own preservation.
That does make
I mean,
sense, more or less.
The real reason you targeted her was just to trap Akechi, so...
Triggering my
This is all one
chain.
massive gambit.
Your
Yeah.
actions as Phantom Thieves would
Which
still be
makes
met
it
with
Like,
funny.
you don't even actually steal her heart, you just pretend you do.
No. If this villain does exist and is setting up your group, I would be targeted
And since
next.
Akechi's never done a true change of heart, he doesn't know the difference.
Oh, okay, here's Joker not actually having memory because he is so high on drugs.
Perhaps I'm overthinking things.
So we're getting to the point where his memory is fuzzy as all get out.
Yeah.
Hey! You need to keep your focus. It seems you're completely worn out, but the look on your face isn't one of defeat. Why is that? I'm amazed. It seems you can still talk.
I've been shedding your ear off
You were
for
arrested,
what,
the
like
man at the
30
scene told
hours
you
by
that you
now?
were sold out, correct? Those words normally hint at the existence of a traitor. However, if your story till now is true, one reason can be concluded. It's frustrating to admit, but at a certain point... No, most likely from the start. I was a mere puppet.
Yep,
Someone set up only to bear responsibility later.
you get used to it.
Someone intended your arrest, and the minimal staff directly involved were in their pocket. And if that's the case, true integrity would side with you.
Yay, free bond up.
Yay! Connected to the plot.
Right.
No, I'm jumping to conclusions. I don't believe your story yet. There's something I need to confirm with you.
Sure. Just ask.
Was a change of heart triggered in me? What happened in the time between entering my palace and your arrest? Tell me everything.
Well, that's the son of a bitch. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, I'm not wrong. It was Akechi.
What's this favor you need? It's late already.
Bug his phone.
We'll be going to Nijima's palace. so I want to look into her.
All right, we don't have that conversation.
Things like her work ethic and
You have that
relationships.
conversation, but they
It
don't
doesn't
let you
matter
hear
whether
it yet.
it's public or private.
This is the night
Those
you
can
have
help
that
us come up with
conversation.
countermeasures in case we
It'd be
hit a
nice if,
roadblock.
This
like,
is-
in a New Game Plus run, it, like, interspersed where it's supposed to be. You know?
Yeah, but then the explanation of everything they did would be redundant.
Yeah, Futaba, Jesus Christ, we don't need to know that. Some people want to know that, I do not.
A girl shouldn't say things like that.
Try to stop her, man! She's out of control! What ma-
Oh, look at Cameron agreeing with Morgana.
Okay, it is impressive, though.
Don't fall for it.
No, no, like, frankly, if Futaba can figure that out...
Thinking it, but my voice. Same as always. Let me finish first.
Smushed.
There's something else.
Okay,
we
so
want
here's
you
where we
looking
start hinting at it.
Yeah, but my voice thing was literally referring to the pancake scene.
How convenient is it that Joker is drugged just enough that he can't remember that? Like, that's the only thing he can't remember, is the plan.
Yeah. But he remembers everything else with excruciating detail.
Down to the last detail of how he spent the night. Even what kind of coffee he makes, because Sojiro always
Do you think this
comments on it.
interrogation was like where a novel's being overly descriptive of like where everything was placed in a room?
Yeah. That's a lot of places nearby. Oh, PubSec! Cool, that's where Zenkichi works. Why don't we call him? You know, mess with the timeline.
Fuck with the timeline. Abduct Zenkichi early.
Adopt Zenkichi as our new dad.
You can tell it's a revolting building just by looking at it. Let's hurry up and get started. Akechi, what did you find out?
Okay, if you find out she has a palace, then you probably know the keywords.
I rarely get to see Sai-san directly, but I figured out her course of action. On the 20th, an investigation will likely be done at Shujin Academy, as well as the Sakura residence.
For real?
Why the Sakura
That means
residence?
our time limit is November 20th.
Because
Still,
Joker's a
there's quite
big
bit of red tape
suspect.
Involved. I doubt it'll take place before the 20th.
We'll take your word. For now, we need to focus on infiltrating her palace.
I concur. And we should probably get going soon. After all, people like us standing around here is quite unnatural. Well then?
That's...
Huh? What about my smartphone?
This is the model I wanted. You're so...
I love that she's geeky enough to pull this off without him questioning it.
I'm so sorry. Until recently, Futaba was actually a...
Okay, Futaba, download all of the apps.
It's okay.
Send out his email to everyone.
Oh, right. Akechi,
Give his fangirls his
best
phone
if you
number.
Exchange contact info with everyone, too. Not just me.
Okay, that might be too cruel, actually.
That's true.
Sorry, Haru's making the disappointed mom face.
Ooh. I'll send everyone's contacts to you later.
You won't be getting your phone back.
Well then, I hope we.
I
get
mean,
along.
he has to get his phone back eventually,
I'll do my
otherwise
best.
the plan doesn't work.
Shit.
You've got a good personality and good looks. Talk about cheating.
Okay, this is how we should have known this was fake from the start.
She's praising
Like,
me,
the
I
one
believe.
person that Futaba compliments usually is Joker.
Then shall we get started?
You know, unless she's groping on.
We need to figure out what Makoto Sis thinks this courthouse is, right?
I often hear her call it a place of competition in which she must always win.
A competition, huh? That sounds like Sai-san.
It'd be unbearable if we were put on trial for a reason like that. Although, a competition means it's a match of some sort. Might it be a martial arts ring?
Then perhaps a stadium? Or maybe an arena?
Hey, don't spoil the future P5 spin-offs, Haru.
There are other competitions besides fighting and sports.
Gambling, then.
How about a racetrack for horses? Other than that, there's pachinko, but does that count as gambling?
With sanity.
Played cards during the school trip.
I've got it.
What else?
EA microtransactions.
Son of a
It must be a
bitch.
casino.
I definitely see Sai-san in you.
How's she supposed to take that, Akechi?
Head right past there and keep a low profile.
That's it, huh? What's going on here?
We are looking at the courthouse, aren't we?
Are you guys new to this?
Like it.
Is it just like that
Let's
big
go.
of a difference? We went to space like a palace ago. The hell are you
Yeah,
guys
but
on?
like, this is Sai. So seeing something this weird come from her is a little weird, yeah. Considering how composed she is.
True.